I'm just gonna play around on my flute for a little bit because I don't really have that many ideas for tonight, but that's okay. I was playing with this earlier. This is actually my dad's flute, so it's like a prized possession of mine. So if a crazy ski mask man came and said, "Ha! Take that!" just burst through my front door and grabs it, I would be heartbroken and I would get in my car and chase after him. And I get the Ghostbuster blaster and blast the back of his car, and then I'd set out the ghost trap, and then I'd do the whole thing and get him sucked into the ghost trap. I know that doesn't sound. I'm just screwing around. Don't you know? Let's see. So I'll just explain how I've learned to play this over time. I'm not the greatest at playing it yet, but I've just been playing it off and on every so often. And mostly, you want to keep your fingers on these because the more you have your fingers on the notes, then the lower the note gets. And I tend to want to start low and work my way high, right? So if you take all the fingers off like that, it just goes right through with nothing blocking the airway. So it's like it immediately starts exiting from the smallest hole at the top. Right? And then, ready? Right? Then, right? I like that a lot. And you got, and also to point out how to make it work too is you don't blow intensely or however much you want. You blow at the right amount. There's like a middle way, and you have to blow at the particular middle way. Because watch, I'll just blow harder with my fingers on here. Right? When you blow too hard, it makes it too high. Right? So, it's cool. Then you can do this, right? Oh. Right? I like that. Hey, how's it going? Just hanging out with my flute. What's up, man? How you doing? You have 18 views. Well, the only way to gain confidence is by having willingness to gain the experience. And if you don't have the experience, then you don't have the confidence. But I've been live streaming every night for a while now. I don't know how many days now. Maybe it's going on 2 weeks now. 10 now. Thanks for counting. My little sister passed away. Oh my gosh, I am so sorry to hear that. That's very tragic. Well, I hope you can continuously find peace in these trying times. And people ask these kinds of questions where they say, "Does it get any better?" And yeah, it does get better, I guess you can say, but you will always feel how you're going to feel like right now, and you learn to live with it. Bro, now you have 2 views. Woo! Yay, that's cool. Adam Woodruff. Nice. All right, let's see. I'll play a little bit. I'll play a little bit just because I'm hanging out. Don't you know? Don't you know? Today I uploaded. No, this is a random thing. Today I uploaded a short on my YouTube channel where it's a magnetic toroidal field from the top view, so it's like that awesome spinning pattern. So if you go into my channel, you can actually check it out. It's pretty interesting, and the views are already going because it's a repeating pattern. Oh, geez. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that turns out in my channel. And also, I put one of my favorite music artists to that clip, and it's Yacht Club. And if you haven't heard Yacht Club, you should go listen to Yacht Club. He's awesome. In the morning, I'll figure it out. Da, 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 da. He's so... Here and now, my eyes are stuck up on the ceiling. It's just such a good song. Gotta take a... See you later, Adam. Woo woo. Yeah, yay. You know, I'm thirsty. I'm gonna give myself a drink right now, don't you know? Yeah. Oh, let's drink an energy drink. No, I'm just kidding. It's 9:07. I'm not gonna do that. I need to get energized. I like to go to sleep. It's the real life Sheldon Cooper. People do say that I look like Sheldon. I've had a lot of compliments like that over my years here. I'm 34 years old, and I've been told that I look like a bunch of different guys. People say I look like Adam Levine. People say I look like the guy from Big Bang Theory, Sheldon. And I love going to the bar, and whenever they have Big Bang Theory playing, I always ask, "Hey, do you think I look like that guy?" Like, I like to be way outspoken about it too, just because I think it's really funny. Or I get a chuckle out of it. I start looking around at other people. I don't know. It's weird, but it is what it is. I think it'd be funny if I met him. Like, what's up, dog? It's like, hey, I could be your double guy, you know? But I can't act though. I'd have to be behind the shot. I have to be a double from behind because I can't. You need to wear a red shirt. I should, just for the funny, just to be funny about it. Like, I don't know, that'd be hilarious. Well, I'm definitely not as smart as Sheldon. So, I don't know, that'd be an interesting thing. And I never really got into the show, honestly. People just keep telling me I look like that guy. Oh, gosh. Oh, boy. I actually have a video on my channel already where I say, it's the Who's That Pokemon thing. Ha! Thanks, dude. Yeah, I have this video. I think I got rid of it because I thought the cringe was too high. It showed me saying with the "Who's that Pokemon?" It was a silhouette of me, and I said, "Who's that guy who looks like that guy from Big Bang Theory and Adam Levine?" And I say, "Cam Fratus." I show myself like, oh man, I couldn't keep it. What bar would have the Big Bang Theory on a TV? Stupid. Well, do you know why I said that? I'll tell you why I said that. It's because I've seen that happen multiple times. From my personal experience, you know, we all are human beings with consciousness, and we're all strolling through the earth, and a whole lot of different possibilities can happen instantaneously. Like right now, there's some dude dunking his head in a bucket because he woke up in the morning and he doesn't have a shower. He's just dunking his head in the bucket. And if you don't have a shower and you need to wash your head, you can just dunk your head in the bucket, right? It's an interesting prospect. There's probably a million different bars out there right now playing a million different things. Imagine what could be playing at a bar, right? Like one time I was sitting at a bar and they were playing that 2001 Space Odyssey movie, and I was like, oh! I was like, now I can't leave because I'm talking with all the people about space. That's awesome. I love that. You know? Very trippy movie. Very cool movie. I like sci-fi that's like on the edge of being not sci-fi. Like that's my favorite kind of sci-fi. Like Star Trek. Love Star Trek. Huge Star Trek fan. If you haven't watched Star Trek The Next Generation, do yourself a favor and watch some of those episodes, man. Captain Picard is the man. Love Captain Picard. I strive to be like Captain Picard. Man, if I could like go into a course where I could be more like Captain Picard, I would pay for that course. Like literally like do a case study on his character and like embody as best as we can. I think that would be a cool thing. Your room is going to fly away. The fan going so fast. That's right. I live in Florida, and I also try to keep the funds down. So I'd like to keep the fans going. Love Star Trek. Oh my God, you really are. That's funny. And also, it's because my hair's shorter too. I like to keep my hair short. Funny enough. So, yeah. That's funny. Mm. Oh boy. I don't know, man. Uh, sheesh. What do I do? What do I do if I look like a guy who looks like Sheldon? Just play off the fact that I look like Sheldon. Whatever. Oh gosh. I should start spiking up my bangs just to deter people. Like, I don't look like that Sheldon guy. See, I spike up my bangs. See, look, I don't really try to hide it as best I can. Oh gosh. And also, I got my sunglasses here. I'm going sunglasses less tonight. All right, these are my sunglasses. I'm gonna get. I have another pair I've yet to wear, but I want to wear a blue shirt with it. I didn't have a blue shirt. That I just thought if I could do that next time, I'll wear an awesome. I have like a blue flame shirt. I'll wear the blue flame shirt with the blue glasses next time. Heck yeah. That would be pretty cool. Noise. All right, so last time, one of my previous lives, I was reading from this fantastic book here. It's called The Tao Te Ching. Oh, you should do reenactments of Sheldon's best moments. That would blow up online for sure. Honestly, that would be an interesting prospect just to like, stoke the fire, right? Get some people like coming to my channel and just for the sake of that. And I can talk about the redeeming qualities of Star Trek. It's like, man, I really wish I could be like Captain Picard. Like something like that. What's the book? Oh, so this is a epic book. When I was going on my spiritual journey, like you do, when you get into your late 20s, hopefully, you start reading other spiritual faiths and stuff like that, right? I know it sounds crazy and freaky when I talk about it that way, but it's true. This is a religious text for Taoism. It's called the Tao Te Ching, or Tao Te Ching. And it's a beautiful book. It's about effortless living. It's about the way, the path. And the reason why it's really trippy, or why I could talk about the Tao Te Ching all day long, because God is God, right? The guy who created the universe and put all the plasma in the universe, which brought forth every element that we're aware of, right? But with how everything works is a play on words with the Tao Te Ching. And what I mean by that is the Tao Te Ching is talking about the word, the way. Meaning like how in Star Wars, funny enough, where the guy goes, or in The Mandalorian, where he says, "This is the way." It's similar to Taoism, actually. There's like a kind of like a link there, because there's a way everything works, and that way everything works is the Tao, or the Tao. It could be spelled with a D-A-O or T-A-O, right? And you can be in accordance with the Tao, with the way things are right now. And if I was a little bit more accordance with the Tao right now, then I would recognize my surroundings and notice how calm and peaceful it is in my house, right? It's about becoming more self-aware where you're at. Like, for example, the reason why things are funny is because it's surprising, but in a truthful way. So, like, you could walk into a place and disrupt the Tao, and it's, you know what I mean? Like, you could be a disruptive force, right? You could, wherever you want in life, like, you can be in accordance with the Tao and continuously allow peace and prosperity and tranquility to persevere and thrive, right? You could be a part of that process. Or you could be against that process and be evil. You're not really being evil, but you know what I'm talking about. And the Tao Te Ching is telling you, hey, this is how you can be closer to the way, understanding the way, or the ways. Is linked with a specific religious culture. Sounds like kind of Buddhist. That's right. It's Eastern culture. It's Taoism. Taoism. And the symbol for Taoism is the yin yang. So the symbol for this book would essentially be the yin yang. And that's why I've printed this book out before and had a yin yang symbol on the front of it. And my friend and me, we both have pairing tattoos. And to get deeper into the yin yang symbol is actually, obviously, we know what the yin yang symbol is just by looking at it. It's a beautiful symbol. But besides that, it's a symbolic representation of two koi fish, a white koi fish and a black koi fish, chasing each other's tails. Pretty cool, right? The yin and the yang, the good and the bad, or the dualistic nature of life. And that's really what the Tao Te Ching gets at. It talks about the dualistic nature of life and points out what we can be aware of about the polarity of existence. The polarities of existence. And to tie in with the tattoo thing, I have a black koi fish on my back, in the center between my arms and my neck. And my friend has the white koi fish. Sounds interesting. Isn't it interesting? Super interesting. And a way you can connect Hermetic knowledge with Taoistic knowledge, or Taoist knowledge, is through, hey, good to see you. Yeah, so Taoistic knowledge kind of intersects with Hermetic knowledge in this book called The Kabbalion. And I read the entire Kabbalion. I used to listen to the audiobook of the Tao Te Ching repeatedly when I was working in a grueling restaurant where I was just basically doing everything: cooking, dish, serving, hosting. I did everything, dude. And I'd keep a Bluetooth speaker in my ear, and I would listen to the Tao Te Chings in a slower speed, so I'd like be able to catch up on the words easier, and it would actually help me stay in the flow and like stay in like a meditative state when I was doing my work. And like I wouldn't let anything piss me off. Like I wouldn't let anything get to me, because I would just be like, no, the dualistic nature, that I'm going towards this, but I have to do something. It's the change of scenery thing, right? Like if you feel like you're starting to go nuts, or like start feeling like you become the rigid tree and you're going to crack under the weight of the snow, you want to remain loosey-goosey. You want to get back to that flexibility. That's, I guess, a good way of recognizing the dualistic nature of inner alchemy, I guess. When I say inner alchemy, I mean like deciphering your inner self, your emotions, and your attitude, but allowing yourself to be flexible enough to change what you're doing in your circumstances to compensate for the unbalancedness of your inner state. Gosh. Woo! That's exhausting. Excuse me. So I got my puppy here today. Oh, wow. You're welcome. I try to give the best kind of explanation I possibly can. I can muster. I'm always looking into whatever's spiritually stimulating, and to give some kind of closure about how I ended up the way I am when it comes to learning about spiritual things and whatever, was because I grew up in a Christian family, and I was fed the pill. You know what I'm saying? When you kind of grow up, you're naturally fed the pill. And when I got old enough to think for myself, I was like, I don't want to take the pill. I kind of put the pill on the shelf, like the Christian belief and all of those sorts of things. Why I'm led to, I was like, there was the path where I was supposed to take, I guess, when it comes to understanding your familial ties and what your generational family stuff kind of is connected to, right? Uh, I at first rejected it. Appealed exactly. It didn't necessarily feel right at first, and so I was like, "What is the other side of this coin? What other pill things can I find?" And so I looked everywhere, dude. I looked into everything but the Bible, basically. I looked at every single thing but the Bible and like really went into it. And the one that resonated with me before the Bible was the Tao Te Ching. And eventually, I became very interested in this very specific time period that eventually everyone kind of whittles their way down, I think, when they're going on their spiritual journey when it comes to understanding how things are the way they are, especially in the West and especially here in America. Like if you go to government buildings and you may ask yourself, why do we have Roman architecture? Like you might start asking yourself those kinds of things. Like, what are these things called? Right? There's these things on the edges of buildings, right? The leaves, like that's within the structures of like Romanesque buildings. They're actually called acanthus leaves. So, and acanthus leaves are the type of fauna, the type of plants that are in ancient Greece. So in the West, we have governmental buildings that are resembling fauna in Greece. Pretty interesting. And yeah, so anyways, around that time where all that stuff was being chipped and being created in Rome, in ancient Greece and those sorts of things, was when Christianity was beginning to arise, right? And there was this very interesting time period when Christianity was beginning to rise, but they were linking the old gods that they originally were worshiping that were connected to Egyptian gods as well, like Thoth. It became Thoth, and then it evolved into, it's like the streams converged, like the spiritual paths converged. And Thoth converged with Greek philosophy, which then became Hermes. So Thoth like flowed into Hermes, and then right at that moment in time when Thoth became Hermes is like the most super interesting historical landmark, I guess you could say, when it comes to spiritual teachings and religious thought. Because that's the conversion. That's like the moment where paganism in old ways we would today categorize older religions started to become the streamlined version of what we are now understand in the West. Very interesting stuff. And to put it simply, that's Hermeticism. The Hermetic, they call it the Hermetic corpus? The Hermetic corpus? I've never actually sat down and read the Hermetic corpus. Like, that's one thing I'd like to do one day, I guess. But I've read the Kabbalion, and the Kabbalion is essentially Hermetic philosophy, like condensed. And it talks about your ability to master your own mind. And if you use that principle first about how you are actually in charge of your own mind, right? How intriguing. Make the real, if you, like, there's a beautiful moment that happens once you realize that you are the master of your own mind. Because there are a lot of shouting voices and headlines and comments and other people's opinions and stuff that can really start shouting at us, right? When in fact we should be looking at our compass and following our inner compass and continuously searching for what interests us rather than having somebody shout at us like a crazy comment or a video title that grabs your attention, right? You don't have to be so enticed. You don't have to be caught in the cult of outrage. You don't have to be consumed by the wave. It's about focusing on the compass, the inner compass. It's very interesting. I'm starting to call it, I have a bunch of different mental devices I've been creating while talking with my AI over time. And I have the wave method, which is understanding that you experience emotions like a wave, and what happens when you feel, it's like you can be carried away in the wave, right? And that means that you are unaware of the fact that you're being carried away, because it's so easy to be carried away in emotions. But what you need to do is what I call activating the witness. You can activate the witness, or as soon as you're able to activate the witness in the midst of the wave, you can actually not get swept away by it, and you can go with the flow then. You can actually go wee with the wave. And now think of it this way too. You're seeing the wave, right? Especially when you're at the beach and you're flowing up and down in the water, you don't see what's underneath the surface of the water. And when you're being carried away in a wave, you look under the water, and under the water of the wave is the person you've always loved, and they've never changed. They're simply below the wave that you're being carried by. Can you alter the reality once you become aware of it? Yes, exactly. Exactly, that's right. And once you become witness, that once you activate the witness within, you can become more aware of how you're going to react to things. And that's where the inner alchemy thing comes in, where you can adjust yourself. Like if you need to excuse yourself for whatever reason, then do it. It's about maintaining inner peace, and staying focused on your path, or understanding that people are allowed to have outside perspectives. And the best way to increase understanding is to allow yourself to keep your compass in your hand while hearing other people's opinions, but not straying away from the direction that you're going in. Yeah, I think I put it into words as best I could there. All right. It's been about 27 minutes, and I typically stay on for about 20 minutes or so, usually. I'm glad you find it interesting. Well, I go live about every day at 9 p.m. if I'm not out somewhere. So, yeah, you can hit me back. And may you find inner peace, and pay attention to what you're clear about. The diamonds in your memory. Shine the diamonds. The inner diamonds. You know what? Actually, hold on. I got a diamond in here. Beautiful memories are diamonds, right? And when you feel sad, or it's like we find ourselves in an empty mine sometimes. Thanks, boss. Keep up the good work. Peace be with you. Heck yeah. I'm gonna say one more thing about the empty mine. Sometimes we feel like we're in an empty mine, right? Like, there's nothing here. I'm all alone. There's nothing here. When in fact, if you chip into the wall, you're going to find one of your diamonds when you take the time to remember. And when you take the time to remember something like that, it's when you take the diamond out of the wall and shine it. That's you remembering something that means something to you, and it lasts forever. So behold your diamonds. Shine the diamonds in the light. And that's why I stopped smoking weed. I realized how important it is to keep my diamonds. To keep remembering to shine them. Activating the witness and shine those memories in those diamonds. Remember what made you feel special about yourself, and remember the love that you showed first before people showed love to you. Because that's what creates true meaning in your life. Heck yeah. I'll play a little something and then I'll go. All right. Heck yeah, guys. Many blessings.